Clueless just celebrated their 25th anniversary. I'm celebrating my 1-year anniversary. It was meant to be that I wear this shirt today. All right, let's start the video. Hi, welcome to Gab and Gabs. My name is Gabby, and if you read the title of this video, you would know that we're celebrating my 1-year anniversary on Booktube. Exciting. Yeah, it happened, I believe, August 12th, so I'm a little late to announcing it. But yeah, it's been an adventure. If you've been following me from the beginning, you know that I've been on and off about me posting. I kind of was trying to figure out, you know, what I wanted to post, what I wanted to do with this channel. And I've come to some realizations. You know, I think the past couple of months I've really been getting into my groove, and I'm really excited about Booktube and books, and it's just like, I don't know, my love of this has really just been reinvigorated. So thank you to anyone who subscribed to me. I appreciate you joining me in on this journey, and I just appreciate you guys following, and whether or not you comment or if you just put a thumbs up, I appreciate it. I don't really tell people, I guess, to like subscribe or like leave a thumbs up. I leave it to your own interpretation. If you want to do that, go for it. If you don't, not a problem. I'll still be here making these videos. Thank you. Okay, so real quick, I guess, so for something for myself that I wanted to do to say like, hey Gabby, you did good. I bought myself a book that I have been wanting forever. I wanted a certain edition, and I finally was like, you know what, like, you celebrated a year, like, you get that for yourself, treat yourself. So I got for myself If We Were Villains by ML Rio. I wanted this particular edition and I could find it nowhere. I don't know if it's because it's a little bit older, or I think there's like a different edition that, I think it's the UK one, correct me if I'm wrong. It's black and it has like little like white design. I didn't really like that one. I wanted this one because of the skull here, but also it has deckled edges. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I love deckled edges. I don't mind reading from them. It's very nostalgic for me. It reminds me of like a series of unfortunate events, and I have a lot of ties, like emotional ties to that book series. So for me, it just reminds me of that. So I always prefer deckled edges if the book has it. So I wanted this edition. I finally was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So I bought it, and it's here in my hands. So I can now look at this book and be like, you wanted this book, you made it to a year. It just has good memories vibes. So excited. If you don't know what this book is about, this is a dark academia book. It's basically about this person who went to jail for, I believe, a murder, and he gets out, but he kind of like is retelling the crime of sort. I know it's like based on Shakespeare. I don't know too much, but it's dark academia, and it's something that, I don't know, the vibe is there. It just sounds like something that I would enjoy. People always compare it to The Secret History by Donna Tartt, which I have but haven't read. It's a whole other story, but eventually I would like to get to this one. All right, let's get to why we're really here. So I was thinking, what would be a cool way to celebrate 1 year with you guys on YouTube? I was trying to think of something like creative and cool, but honestly, I could think of nothing until I watched a certain video. Till I watched Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe. I will link her channel and her video below specifically, but I found it through Twitter, and she did a great video. I love it so much, about her subscribers choosing her TBR. So she literally did a video where she's like, hey, this is my entire physical TBR. I'm just gonna show all the books and you guys vote, and that's what I'll read. I'll read the ones that has the most votes and for the month. And I thought, that's an excellent idea. I did vote for Molly's Game. I don't know if she's gonna read it, but if she does, that was me. I voted for that. So I was like, okay, that's a really cool idea. I really like that. Now, my physical TBR has been growing, and I have the end of summer haul, which, like, yikes, that's gonna be pretty big for me yet again. But I was like, I don't want to show my whole TBR because there's a lot, and there's certain books that I want to save for certain times, but I was like, okay. And I was thinking, well, I can't really do a TBR for September because if you haven't watched my last video, I announced that I'm a co-host for the Yonsathon Round 2, starting September 1st through 30th. So I already have all of my books laid out, plus my book club pick, which is Where the Crawdads Sing. That's my September book club pick. So I'm all booked out that month. Like, I can't fit in another TBR. But I thought, okay, I'm kind of in a spooky fall. I'm ready for it. And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if my subscribers could choose my October TBR? And I was like, yep, that's what we're going to do. So that's what you guys are choosing. You guys will be choosing my October TBR. And it's going to be themed for more spooky, magical, I don't know, something thrilling, sort of. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know if I said it before, I don't read horror. I don't know if you can tell from like my book choices, but scary books, horror books, they're just not the vibe. I'm a scaredy cat, always have been, always will be. So I just choose to not read them, but I do like a little bit of a thrill, a little bit of a like gothic-y kind of vibe. So I have a selection of my physical TBR books that I haven't read to show you, and I think we'll do like vote the top 2 or 3. I'm a slow reader, if you haven't known that. I've only read, I think I'm up to 22 books this year, which is the most I have read in the past couple years, which great for me, proud of that for me. But I have to be realistic with my TBR. I'm not reading like 10 books a month. It's just, for me, it's just something that I'm not going to force myself to do, because reading is fun, but I'm going to be realistic. But I figure you guys can vote on the top 2 or 3, and I will make sure to read that in that month. You guys will choose these 2, and then we'll do a whole like wrap up about it. So I hope that's fun. The power is in your hands. But let's get started. Let's talk about the books, shall we? The first is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I did haul this in my last like spring haul. This is a book about a boy who encounters a monster, and he's going through a tough time at the moment. I don't know too much more about it other than it was made into a film, but it does have pictures in it, and they look spooky. They look spooky, and there's a monster in the title, so I feel like it's fitting for October. A little, you know, you would think like that's not really like a October spooky read, but is it? Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow. I know you may be thinking like this is not really like a Halloween vibe. I get that, but also it's a true story, and also sometimes like real life is scarier than fiction. If you don't know, this is about the reporter Ronan Farrow who broke the Harvey Weinstein case, and in this book he talks about how he, you know, researched how the story got out, all the things he faced, and then how he was being chased basically and hunted by Harvey Weinstein lawyers and people, and how literally he could have died putting out this story. An important read. It's scary because it's true. That's where I'm getting in here. You know, this is it's scary because this really did happen. None of this is fiction in this. So literally real life monster. This is embarrassing, so like let's just get this out of the way. I've had these 2 particular books for years. These are one of the oldest books on my TBR, so let's just put that in perspective. They're by the same authors, that's why I'm going to show them both to you at the same time. But the reason I bring this up too is because as this one of the books, all of a sudden now I'm seeing people talk about on Booktube. That is The Winter People and The Night Sister by Jennifer McMahon? I don't know. McMahon? I don't know. I hope that's correct. Anyway, a lot of people have been reading this as of recently. My friend Tamara, who is Booktube channel, I will link below, she did a buddy read on this book and she hated it. I think she gave it like 1 star, which like wonderful, great for me. And then I saw Paperback Dreams also read this recently with her father, and I believe she gave it a 2 and he gave it a 3. So like middle of the road, nothing exciting. I know this one is told in 2 perspectives. There's a story about back in the day, about a farmhouse in 1908 where the daughter dies. Also in real time, this girl moves into a house with her sister and her mom, the same house that, you know, back in the day they like lived in. I don't know, it's told in 2 perspectives, so interesting. It's supposed to be a little spooky, apparently not. I mean, Kat from Paperback Dreams literally said like, oh, it's not that scary, but she reads horror all the time and like scariness, so I don't know if I can trust that, because I'm literally person that gets scared very easily, so I don't know. The Night Sister, I don't know anything about. They're not related. They're not the, they have similar covers, but it's different stories. They're not related at all. I've literally heard zero, and I mean zero people talk about this one, so if you want to know and read with, or like have me figure out if this is good or not, let me know. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Stories by Robert Louis Stevenson. I don't know if I've talked about this, but I will in my haul, but basically I'm collecting these editions of classics, but I just feel like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is a pretty, obviously it's a classic, so a lot of people know it's about a man who takes potion and it becomes, Mr. Hyde, which is like an angry person killing, and then his Jekyll is like his sane personality. I've never read the original story, and I feel like I should. I don't know a lot of the other stories in here, so I don't know. I can't tell you all of the short stories, like what they're about. Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia, and I was gifted this book from my lovely Booktube bestie Chelsea from Poorly Lit. I also will be linking her Booktube channel below, because she also just recently got to 100 subs, so love that for her. She's truly a great person, but she gifted this book to me. I was having a hard week a couple weeks ago, and she just, from the kindness of her heart, knew that I needed this book in my life, so here it is. This is a new release. If you don't this is a new release. If you've noticed, or if you're new to this channel, I don't read a lot of new releases the year of. I'm a backlist reader, always have been, probably always will be, but this one I was particularly excited about because it's 1950s Mexico. She goes to visit her cousin in the mansion because she's frantic. She's saying things are happening there, so she goes to see. Down to the last two, down to the last two, down to the last two. Okay. My boyfriend gifted me this one. This is Dracula by Bram Stoker. Yeah, she's thick. She's real thick. Always wanted to read it, never have, and I finally got an edition that looks beautiful, that makes me want to read it. This is a classic story of the main guy Dracula, and Van Helsing is someone who is attempting to take down the man. Other things obviously ensue. I mean, October reading Dracula, is there anything more perfect? The only hesitation I have is I feel like a lot of people on Booktube that do read Dracula, it's usually like a run-of-the-mill 3-star. They don't really love it. It's like meh. So I don't know, but I just feel like you gotta read it. It's just part of, like, I like classics, and for me not to have read this by now is like embarrassing. And I mean, if there's ever gonna be a time I'm like saying, is there any other time to read Dracula other than October? Probably not. I'm not reading this during December. I'll tell you that right now. That's a no. Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Okay, if you don't know, I am banned from the library from getting this book. Basically, I have checked it out too many times, and I have renewed it too many times and extended it too many times, and the library was just like, Gabby, it's an absolute no. No longer allowed, banned. Like, no, you just can't do it. So, I mean, definitely I tried, and they just like, they explained to me that that was never going to be an option ever again. So when I saw this copy when I was out thrifting, I was like, it's a sign. I won't be able to read it any other way other than me actually like owning it and stuff. So if you don't know, this is a story about a woman named Amy who goes missing, and her husband is the person that the police suspect had something to do with it. Will this be the year that I finally finish Gone Girl? You guys are the ones to decide. Yeah, and those are all the books that you guys can choose from. So we're gonna go through it rapid fire. Gone Girl, Gillian Flynn. Dracula, Bram Stoker, not Stroker. Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Stories by Robert Louis Stevenson. The Night Sister and the Winter People by Jennifer McMahon. You can vote these separate. These don't have to go together. Let me just put that out there, okay? Catch and Kill, Lies, Spies, and Conspiracy to Protect Predators by Ronan Farrow. And A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Those are all the books. So in the comments below, let me know which books you would like. So you can vote for 2, maybe 3, and whatever the top ones are, I'll read for October. Yeah, and if no one comments and no one says anything, then I just will choose my own TBR. I'm very chaotic, but I'm glad that some of you seem to enjoy that. So yeah, vote. And I don't know, I guess I'll announce eventually in a video which ones like won or whatever, but yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see what you guys vote for me. Until next time, my name is Gabby, and it was nice talking with you.